So here's part 2 of today's video smorgasbord. Some yummy solar code infusement for y'all. So, continuing with the flow of gratitude for all things, this is the gratitude for the feelings of shame, the feelings that we're just not good enough, the feelings of the sacred child growing up in an environment or finding him or herself in an environment that isn't supportive of love-based frequencies. So like, you know, the whole fear-based thing for so many of us that have there she is. So many of us who have grown up in less than ideal conditions. So my work is very intimately intertwined with the clearing of the old earth grids, energy grids, consciousness grids, and the installation, laying the groundwork, the foundation of the new earth, energy grids, crystalline grids of consciousness, and the resynthesis of this world as those grids come into full operation. So for me to be feeling that shame and feeling the gratitude of it, this tells me that as a collective humanity, and also the other kingdoms, because they are a part of those grids that are coming online. So the old grids, you know, old separation paradigm stuff, you know, that stuff's done. The new earth grids, you know, it's inclusive of everything. And so whatever way that, you know, an animal may have experienced shame or taken it on from the humans that they find themselves around, because that's usually how animals help us, is like, you know, an empath goes into a space and suddenly feels like overwhelmed with all the emotion there. You know, animals do the same thing for us. And so it's coming to a point in this transition where it's like humanity doesn't empower itself further by allowing the other kingdoms to hold the burden of what humanity has miscreated or been misguided into creating. And so the animals are all being set free from those particular roles as the humans they find themselves around are ready to also love themselves in those spaces that no longer have that load. So it's like it's complete, that particular trek and journey of that for the animal kingdom. So going back to the grid work, so it's like we're seeing in the collective of humanity as it's reconnecting into the new earth grids, the restored earth grids too. I mean, it's all one and the same, just depending on your perspective of it all. And like all the shame, all the guilt, all the things that create like competition, like placing people up on pedestals, like not acknowledging and honoring one's gifts, like feeling invalidated for whatever reason, and being able to actually generate that, the antidotes to all of that. So invalidation becomes validation, shame and guilt become pleasure and joy, fear turns into love, hopelessness turns into gratitude and acceptance of what it is that actually that actually gives us life, what is actually our eternal aspects, our divineness, our higher selves, our greater parts, whatever word works for you. I'm feeling, as I'm talking about this is releasing from the grids. I'm just feeling the love energy flowing in the new grids and anchoring that even more. So this place around here in the white, so these mountains in southeast Oregon, southwest Idaho, there's a mountain range called the Owyhees, and that's where this place is. And this is like a hub, not quite a full-on nexus, but a hub of the new Earth consciousness grids. And in fact, away south from where this place is, that's where work is being done to facilitate the physical manifestation of a crystal city. And so it's like coming here into these mountains and grounding the energy, grounding in the new grids. It's like it's becoming very palpable. And oh, you're so cute. There you are. Oh, and there you are, Swiss Miss. Little pumpkin spice. And dancing physically with the results of all of our works coming online and coming together. So all the pieces, it's like looking in a kaleidoscope at the moment, and it's beginning to shift. And instead of it being like this discombobulated mess with none of the correct pieces with one another, as it's shifting, it's actually regaining that divine harmony, the divine union between all parts of it. And this is being accomplished because the sacred child is healed and is beginning to not just mature, but also feel safe in being themselves. So more of this is definitely going to be hit on in future videos. This is that point where the child is feeling empowered, feeling like he's being respected, and feeling like everything that is a love-based support in the guidance and nurturance of the development of this child, that's all in place. And so the child is feeling more like playing and dancing and doing other things that innocent spirits, innocent souls love to do. And so in these moments, the recommendation that's coming through is not simply, this is part of it, just going out and being in a beautiful place like this is one example. Finding time to actually do something playful that is creative along the lines of what it is that you feel inspired to do moving forward in your life, that your own internal guidance and promptings tell you is helping you ground in that sacred child energy into your life. Okay, that's the next part that's coming out. Wow. So for someone who's experienced narcissistic abuse or has been otherwise treated in a very harsh way, that feeling of powerlessness. So this is like the victimhood consciousness thing. At this moment, as I'm talking about it, it's like another step forward is being taken to disconnect, so withdraw energy from the old earth grids that support such consciousness forms and experiences, and reconnecting into what it is like to stand in one's power and to actually fully enjoy everything. And as the victimhood consciousness dissipates within the individual spaces, the beings that walk that particular path to experience, to clear that, begin to find that they begin to find their ability on so many levels to empower themselves. So self-validation, self-respect, being able to communicate clearly how they're feeling without it being like this fear-based thing, like, trying to overpower the other person, shut them down. So because in truth, it's like these parts that are clearing out now within the solar plexus, within the stomach, are simply able to deal with that pain that a child who has been repeatedly shut down and treated like they don't mean anything, or that their gifts and contribution don't mean anything, begins to find his power or her power in grace and with ease, within themselves, and find what it takes within them to fully forgive the whole experience. Surrender to the flow of healing and restorative energies as the space clears. So this is like an on-the-fly transition type of thing. One moment. And so we begin to see how easy it is to shift and transform things with how the present energetics are supportive of reconnecting with our actual, true, pure, divine selves that are 100% love-based. And feeling all that is in our physical space that connects with the old paradigm, as that shifts and release, we'll begin to see within ourselves all that we truly are, and remember how to accept and love and be whole and be unified within, and operate from that unified energy within ourselves. And thank you again for all the love and support. If you feel like this video has benefited you in some way, I am open to receiving donation. I will leave a link to my PayPal within the comment section. Thanks again for supporting me and emerging and walking my path that is my life's work as well. I mean, seriously, where will we be without one another? You guys are awesome. I fucking love you. Have a great day.